idolatry. All right, who can tell me what is idolatry? Yes, I can unfreeze it. I just heard someone just pop in or off.
Are you recording the thing?
I am.
Then you all have a Chromebook charger.
Oh, does anybody have a Chromebook charger Cade can use? He needs the big one. Okay. Okay, so guys, what is idolatry? It is a noun. Worship of an object. Okay, so this sometimes it says blindly adoration of something because it takes it away from the Christian's view of worshiping God, and so it is not good to do that. What about the word adulterate? If you adulterate something, what do you do?
Makes it
Impure. You taint it. That's right. Contaminate. What about emanate? Come forth, right? I think about smells emanating. I think about people's maybe their negative vibe emanating from them, or their thought, or maybe their words. All right. What about garish? Yes, gaudy. So it's negative. Immutable. Unchanged. Okay, let's write a sentence for each one of those and go over those, and then we will talk about them. Now today, I changed a little bit of the planning what we're doing because it is your AR goals are due today by 3:30. I know some of you have had them for a while. Some though are needing the time to read. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and proceed with class, but I want to give those people time to go ahead and do their AR and take their tests who need to. So we're going to go over the words. Then there's going to be a journal entry because we finished Sir Gawain and the Green Knight the other day. So I've got a journal question for you to answer in your journal. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what that is now so you can be thinking about that. So I got a classwork. I go under journal. And this is where your new journal should be. Here, it's listed on this document. If you scroll down, it's journal 4. And it says it's Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Who is more heroic, Beowulf or Sir Gawain? Explain. Who is more honorable, Beowulf or Sir Gawain? Explain. And I had a really good point. A student asked me last period, well, are you meaning like in today's context or in their time period? And I'm wanting you to incorporate that in your answer. I don't know how you're going to, what you're going to say, but that's for you to decide. It also helps me from reading the same types of answers over and over. So everyone's answers are going to be different. I will say, of course, parallels of similarities, but they won't be just like the same type of ideas. So that's what you're doing. Now I was telling my 1B that in second quarter, which is week after next, I'm going to start having a word limit for these. Not a limit. Yes. No, not a limit. I'm going to have a minimum. I'm going to have a minimum. And it's going to be like 350 words for your journal. Because typically that's when you go to college, comp classes, things like that. They're going to have a minimum they accept. That means you have to write so much. Typically, 350 words is about a half a page up to a fourth of a page. Not a fourth, it's a half to 3/4 of a page. So it's most of your page. So just be getting ready to start writing more next quarter for these journal entries. Questions on your journal entry. So you got 2 parts to answer there. We're going back to Beowulf and we're talking about Sir Gawain in our journal. And that's what we'll do after we go over our vocab. All right, now you also know you have our due date. It's today. That is immutable. I can't change that date. It's fixed. Miss Parks can't change that date. That is something that's on there. So we have to meet it by 3 o'clock or we don't make it. I want to remind everybody they have those little articles on that you can read their nonfiction. You may not like them. I mean, the point is they're a point each, and sometimes that's just exactly what you need to meet your goal. Our second 9-week due date is December 18th. I know that sounds really far away, but it's not. It'll be here before you know it. So Friday, we'll go to the library. After we do vocab, you can have time to pick out a book and read in the library. Okay, now what else can we do? I have several who have not done their research. So that means you got a 0 out of 25 on the quick research for the Middle Ages. You can do that after you finish your journal entry. And after you make sure you're taking care of AR, because AR is priority today. Make sure you finish that. If you've already done as you should have already done your research, then you can go ahead and there's a 40-minute video that is about Sir Gawain and the Green Knight that you can use. You can put earbuds in and you can watch that. All right, I'm not having you take notes for that. It's just supplemental I think you'll find it enjoyable, though. There are things that you'll learn that goes over in Britain, and it really kind of shows you the areas where the poet was writing about in the Green Knight. It kind of traces the poem as far as location. It also goes through the poem and gets more specific about things like the pentagram on his shield and things like that we didn't discuss in class because we didn't read that part of the excerpt. All right, so there's that. That should be enough to keep everybody plenty busy. That would tie up everything to do today. So that's what we're doing today. And I've got it fixed to where I'm not going to sit up here and talk the whole time. So I'm going to go ahead after bell work, after our vocab, I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to leave you all to your work. Okay. So let's look at our vocab and let's read the sentences we have. Zach Hunley wrote, the people committed idolatry by worshiping the animal. Okay, that would be an example of idolatry, yes. JC, the girl's mother accused her of idolatry because of her excessive use of her phone. Sure, I mean, some of us cannot live without it, seems like. Hunter, do you want to read yours?
Trouble people worship the Lord's phone.
Perfect. And Ty? Yes. All right, now I'm glad you did this because the idolizes is the verb form of idolatry. So when we idolize something, that means you worship it, you put it before other things. So the boy idolizes a statue of a man. Chris, the group of people were executed for committing idolatry. Yes, very good. And Rhiannon, do you want to read yours? Idolatry. Perfect. And Caitlin? That's okay. Yes, and I know we're going to do, let's do idolizes. Because I know that's strange. I you would think it would be adulterates, and that would make sense. A lot of times we do that with our words, but it actually, as a verb form, is idolize. The tribe idolizes their wooden figures. Perfect. And Madison? You want to read yours? You want me to read it? Okay. Their idolatry was unaccompanied by human sacrifice. Very good. Now, let me remind everybody, it looks like we got just a very few people doing our sentences. And again, the good thing about this is writing sentences, it's good practice for your test, which is next. It'll be next Thursday, right? Also, you're going to have one more time where I come in and say, hey, you people who always publish, you're exempt. You get an automatic 45 out of 45. Yes.
Also, this last test.
Yes.
Did you do it? Was everybody thinking?
Everybody. Okay.
Not like everybody, but that's when you did it, wasn't it?
I did. Yes. The last exemption was on Thursday. No, Friday. No, it was Thursday. Yes, it was this last one we had. What's the 9? Yes. Now here's the thing. If you do it every time for every word, yes, you didn't have to do those, but you had to make sure that you did them for every word, right? Because I would rather, if I wasn't sure, I'd rather just take the test and have to go back and write possibly 15 sentences for words a couple weeks ago. So I mean, ideally you want to keep up and do it. You can also do the bonus. That's 5 points for that. That's the other thing I wanted y'all to do. If those of you who have not taken your lesson 9 vocab, I have unlocked that. You can do that. I'm going to go ahead and turn on Go Guardian though, because whenever we're testing and doing things like that, I need to have that running. I really should have it running all the time. It needs to be on all the time anyway. Okay. Let's go to adulterate. Did I answer your question, Caitlin?
I did.
Okay, good. Sometimes I go in a circle. I'm not sure if I answered. All right, Hunter, do you want to read yours for adulterate? Again, adulterate is to contaminate, to taint.
The man's motorcycle adulterated it.
Yes, very good. JC writes, the waste being dumped into the lake adulterated the water. Very good. Zach, the awful smell adulterated the air. Ty, the boat adulterated the water. Okay, very good. And Rhiannon? Perfect. And Caitlin? Yeah, perfect. We don't think about things that smell. We think, ooh, we think they smell good. But if it's too much of something, or if someone doesn't like it, I mean, yes, it can do that for sure. And that's pretty bad. That can give people headaches. Chris writes, the kids' negative behavior, adults are into the environment of the class. Very good. So we think about it doesn't necessarily have to be physical, like a smell or something like that, or a liquid. It can be just a mood or a vibe. Very good. Madison, to avoid giving little kids too much sugar, adulterate their juice with water. Okay, and there it's kind of not used so negatively. It just means that's more like, what is the word when you add water to something? You do what to it? Dilute it. So that's kind of more, and that's fine. That because I guess to the kid, you're like, you're adulterating my juice. You're contaminating it with water. It won't be as sweet. All right. Emanate. All right. So Zach writes, the nasty house emanated an awful smell. Yes. The woman. Okay. Sorry, Hunter. The woman emanated from the crowd. That means she came forth from the crowd. JC, the smell of delicious food emanated from the kitchen. That's lovely. I love that idea. And I think today I would want to smell cinnamon, something cinnamon. That smells amazing. Really quick tip too, if you're wanting to smell, it's kind of a mean trick. If you're having company and you're like, oh, I'm out of deodorizer, you can put a little cinnamon on a baking sheet and put it in the oven on low, like 100. Oh, it'll smell fantastic. But then your guests will be like, oh, what are you cooking? Nothing. All right. Let's see. Rhiannon, do you want to read yours? Perfect. And Miss Caitlin? Oh,
Our rudeness was motivating and
perfect. And it can do that. Oh, a person in a bad mood? Yes. All right. And Ty, the boys' room emanated a weird smell. So we're going to take probably, I'm going to say wet gym sock and nachos, maybe some kind of combination with those two. All right. The truck emanated from the parking spot. Perfect. And Madison, the elephant cage at the zoo emanated an awful smell. Wonder why. Very good. All right. Garish, which means gaudy. It means tasteless. Hunter, do you want to read yours?
The woman's garish dress was amazing.
Perfect. And Zach writes, the gems on the suit were too garish for me. JC writes, the bright neon sun was too garish for me. Rhiannon, do you want to read yours? Red carpet. Perfect. And Caitlin?
the food on the plate was very garnish. It was too much.
Perfect. It was too much. And you know what? It had a lot of colors. You know how sometimes Burger King will come out with their like different colored ketchup because they'll usually do it like around a movie release. Like one time I think they made their ketchup green. No, I mean, some people that might offend. You know, oh, I don't want to dip my ketchup or my fry in a green. That's what makes me think of. Very good sentence. All right, Madison, the woman had garish eyeshadow colors. Perfect. Also want to brag on this use of semicolon. That's perfect. All right, Chris, mainstream music seems very garish. Okay, good. And then Ty, the boy's clothes were garish to his mother. Apostrophe S because it's possession. That boy has those clothes. Immutable, our final word today, which means fixed, not changing. And that's Hunter.
The laws is religion are
Perfect. Can't change. Will not change. Ty writes the rules of the school were immutable. And that's pretty true. I mean, that's the handbook. You know, every year the handbook committee meets and, you know, but that's for that school year. That's perfect. They're fixed. All right. Zach writes the result of the game was immutable. Can't change it. There it is. Perfect. JC, the judge's final decision was immutable. Good. Rhiannon? Perfect. Perfect. And I love their comma and you have to quote on a conjunction. That's perfect. Miss Caitlin? The ACT test, perfect example. You cannot change it, and that's how it is. Perfect. Madison writes, the AR goal due is immutable. I love that sentence because it is. Miss Parks can't even change it. She said it. It's fixed. We can't change it. And Chris, the strict immutable rules had to be followed by all employees. All right. And there's going to be some kind of consequence that Chris is thinking about. All right. So, guys, that's what we have today. We will do. What did it say? Oh, immediate termination. Sure. Absolutely. Can't change that. All right. So we'll do the next 5 in the library on Friday. Now to my virtual kids, there'll be no difference. I will hopefully have you guys on several minutes before class starts, but we'll be in the library. I'll have a note on the door saying that we're in the library. After we do vocab, you will have the entire time to find a book and then quietly enjoy reading. It's one of the few times, I can't guarantee that I'll have any more, especially the whole period like that, the whole block, but you will have Friday to read. And again, December 18th, I know sounds far away, but guys, it'll be here in the blink of an eye. I mean, it's already mid-October. We've got Halloween coming up in a couple of weeks, and in a couple of weeks it'll be Thanksgiving, and then a couple of weeks after that it's December 18th. So think about it like that. So hopefully you'll find a book that you really like, and you can do that. So any questions on the journal that everyone needs to, by the way, you'll be thinking, hey, where do I find this journal, or what do I do? This journal is under, again, should be under journal, and you need to just add it to your document that you already have. Now, some of you guys didn't quite finish your other journal entries, which cost you points. It's 75 points on the first 3 journal entries. That was Beowulf, that was Dr. Mostolo notes, and that was also I don't think 2B did the questions of the who, what, where, when, why, but guys, please keep this up because I will be grading these. This will go on second quarter grade. So your journal, be sure to do that. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to go ahead and stop recording at this time because I have nothing new. My virtual people, if you will just, stay connected, but you can obviously stay muted and then have your camera off while you're working. If you have a question, please let me know. If the class should be quiet, so I probably won't need to mute myself, but I can if it's bothering anybody, okay? Also, you might ask, hey, where is that video? The video that I'm telling you about is under, should be right here. No, is it not? I don't even have it on here. Isn't that funny? Let me post. How funny. I will post the video and you can find it there. I should have it. Guys, we did finish Sir Gawain, didn't we? Did we read Sir Gawain and the Green Knight? Or did we not?
I don't know.
We haven't even read it.
No, we haven't. I'm wondering where you're moving into that.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, y'all speak up when I'm doing wrong. Okay, so I will post that, the video and the PDF together, and you guys can go ahead and start reading that, but we'll officially read it together on Tuesday because Friday we're in the library. I'm not going to crowd that. So I'm going to go ahead and post the video. The video will help you understand and help you read it much easier. And again, we're just reading excerpts. I forget we're so behind because it was Browns and things like that. So forgive me. I'm so glad I haven't stopped recording yet. Or have I stopped recording? No, I have not stopped. Good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and post that. So guys, that is something that you all need. You've got plenty to do. I don't think anyone's going to have any time today to say there's nothing to do in English class. So if there are no questions, now I will stop recording and I will stop sharing. Actually, I'll keep sharing my screen to show you where it is. So I guess I'll keep recording too. Yes, absolutely. Let me get this figured out. Cannot believe I did that. Okay.
Miss Riggs.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have a question about the Browns thing.
Yes.
It's Thursday, right? Next Thursday?
He's coming next Thursday. He said he'll be here at 8:30. And my understanding is he'll be here till like around lunch, maybe even through the lunches, because he's going to see juniors and seniors. I don't know about juniors. I think he just might be here for you guys. But he's taking up those forms. He wants you to fill out the green part of that order form.
Okay. What time people need to be at school?
What time do virtual people need to be here?
Yes.
I would say, it's best if you don't have to miss a class to do that. But if you're going to have to meet with him, you just let your teacher know. Does that make sense? So just between 8:30 and 11:30, I would make sure I was up here to see Mr. Brown.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. By the way, if you missed Mr. Brown, we have got just a few packets in the senior high office. I have about 4 or 5 if anybody needs them in here. Now, you had a question about the green.
Because of the green part on the top and the bottom.
Oh, I just heard him say green. I think they're going to help you do the tax because so many people misunderstand that. Oh, yeah, they'll help you with the green on the bottom. The green on the top is what he wants you to have filled out for you up there. Okay. Yes. The articles for AR. Okay, the articles for AR are when you go and look for a book. So if you will go like you normally search for a book, it should be right under there. You might not,
Discover article.
yes, and they're a point each. I hope you find something you like. Okay, I'm still recording because I'm going to show you where everything's going to be. This, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight and the video. I sure will come over there now because it may take me, what I'm doing may take me longer than it needs to. It probably.
But I don't want to click on it, so I click on this article, right? It says read and take photos. Yeah, but it says read and take, so I figured it means, how do you read?
It's going to have it on there.
So I click through it. Well, I figured let me read it before the quiz. But this is just start quiz, it says read. So if I click start quiz, will it let me read it? Or just start asking questions?
No, this is mine.
I mean, I can just do it, it doesn't matter if I fail.
No, I don't want to.
Just do it.
Have you tried to look for this outside? Like, can you look to go back and?
So it's just art.
Surely you can just. This is something I don't know. This is me. And I can't get this on my screen.
Says read and take photos.
Well, then I would just do it. Just try it. It's crazy. Let's just find out together. I wish I could just, I'm gonna get on the student. I don't know all that. It is gonna play the phone up and phone up and then I'm thinking, well,
I'll let me read it.
it's good. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, let's see. Sir Gawain. Ah, there it is. Good, good, good. And add. Ooh, so that is this one. Oops. You don't have to take notes of this video. This is just simply watch and enjoy. Mm-hmm. Give you a break, son.
Don't worry, Connor's taking the video.
Are you?
Connor is.
Connor? Oh, good. Well, good.
He was asking how do I sign it.
Well, good for you. Good.
It's like first initial last name, right? And then last number.
It is. No, I don't know why it can't be the same as your. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. I wish the library one could be the same as the AR one. I can't keep it in my head. I don't know why. That's.
Mine used to be RCARL.
What is it?
I'm videoing myself. We're just a little frustrated over passwords and all. It just. That's a whole nother topic. I know it changes. It's not immutable.
That's the first four letters of your last name.
Yeah. Oh, mine's different.
So is it?
Mine's 8 decimal with no space and no dot, and then my last number. Put that for.
That's F4.
The R form.
It's a fun thing. I put it in 8.
Oh. Okay, guys, I just saved that. So if you want to look up here, it's under Sir Gawain the Green Knight under topics. You just click on it and it's got the YouTube video right here for 40 minutes. You can just enjoy that, watch that. It will help you better understand the text is here when we read it on Tuesday. And if you want to go ahead and start reading it, that's great. But we are going to read it together. So sorry about the confusion. I thought I had that finished. All right, now I'm going, if there are no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. And I will post this later this afternoon.